Hello everybody, yo, welcome back to another episode of your OGR, as today is game 20, as the Edmonton Oilers picked up another big victory over their division rivals in the Vegas Golden Knights, as we won 3-2 in a game where I gotta say, the Golden Knights absolutely deserved this victory, but Mikko Koskinen was just an absolute fin wall for the Edmonton Oilers. And not just that, Jesse Puljujarvi played amazing. Evan Bouchard, a lot of the youth starting to step up big time for the Edmonton Oilers, and it's just looking absolutely magnificent for the Edmonton Oilers. So let's get right into talking about this game, but before I do, I'd like to just say, if you are new to the channel, make sure to slap that subscribe button and hit that like button as well. That'll be very much appreciated, boys. So let's get into this episode with the Edmonton Oilers. As we all know, the Edmonton Oilers played an alright game against the Vegas Golden Knights, without a doubt. They definitely played a lot better than us, without a doubt. The Golden Knights definitely outplayed us throughout the entire game, 5-on-5 wise. Not like we had a lot of power plays anyways throughout this game, which, usually makes us more dominant. But our 5-on-5 game is something that, needs to be talked about. It's definitely not the strongest suit when you look at, deep into the numbers. And when you watch this team just in general, that we do get dominated a lot on 5-on-5, and we've been getting dominated 5-on-5 since the Dave Tippett era has begun. Legit, every year we've talked about our 5-on-5, and we were thinking that, the depth is bad, the depth is not looking very good. And, these last few games, we actually had a very good depth. Warren Foegele, Ryan McLeod, and Jesse Puljujarvi has been absolutely amazing. I mean, Jesse Puljujarvi should not be on the third line, first of all. He's been playing absolutely amazing. But not just that, Tippett actually made a good fourth line for the very first time. Benson, Derek Ryan, and Colton Scurvio were actually playing alongside of each other, and they actually had quite of a good night. They were generating a lot of opportunities, and I honestly quite liked them. Scurvio had a couple good chances. He wasn't the greatest at, playing defense throughout the night, but I didn't mind that line. Derek Ryan played very well, and also Tyler Benson didn't play that bad either throughout the night, and I was very impressed with how well the third or fourth line played. Now, I was more impressed with how well the fourth line played. I thought the fourth line played a lot better. And I mean, for that fourth line, you really can't say too much about them. Because, I mean, Tyler Benson only played about 5 minutes. Scurvio only about 8. Right, not very much 5-on-5 time for those guys, but Ryan McLeod is really becoming our third line center, and he's really playing like it. He's been playing amazing alongside of Jesse Puljujarvi and Warren Foegele, and has actually kind of given us a really good, solid third line to really talk about. So let's get into all the goals that happen. Let's review, and then we'll talk about the lineups for the Edmonton Oilers and talk more about our 5-on-5 play and the reason why we need to improve it. Because I think the biggest thing is that we suck at moving the puck out of our own zone right now. I think that's the biggest thing, and I think we're just missing Darnell Nurse a lot in the lineup, because he was a big guy, to have another puck-moving defenseman and move it out of the zone when you have Tyson Barrie, who, not every time he's going to be successful at it, and one of the only guys that could really move that puck greatly out of the zone is Evan Bouchard. And Philip Broberg had a really rough night alongside of Cody Ceci. They just weren't playing too fantastic between each other. But let's get into talking about the goal scoring and everything that happened. So in the first period, I watched, I think, only the first period and half of the second period, and I watched like a very little increments of the third period. But the first period, we got dominated, without a doubt. They were absolutely kicking our ass in like the first period, basically. Mikko Koskinen was making amazing saves. And, one thing I'm going to talk about Mikko Koskinen is how funny the fans are with flopping back and forth on Koskinen. I've never seen this before with any goalie ever. Like, the amount of times, like, fans are like, "Woo, Koskinen's amazing, this is a brilliant performance," and then the next game, "Oh, Koskinen is shit, man. We should have never signed him to this contract. He's fucking ass." And the next game later, "Oh my god, Koskinen's amazing. Woohoo, he's amazing." I've never seen the amount of floppiness from fans on one single player on the Edmonton Oilers ever, where we love him the one day and then the next day we just absolutely despise him for losing a game where it's not even his fault. It is absolutely just a travesty how fans are with Mikko Koskinen, because Koskinen, honestly, this year has been quite amazing for the Edmonton Oilers, and he was making some tremendous saves throughout the night, without a doubt. He was one of our biggest goalies throughout the night, and definitely deserved one of the stars of the game, but somehow didn't end up on there, amazingly enough. I cannot believe that didn't happen, because a 947 save percentage throughout the night, making 36 saves on the night, keeping us in this game, was somehow not one of the stars of the night, is just blows me away. But we'll get into the goal scoring. I've been saying that a lot, but Nuge got his second goal of the season with a beautiful shot just from right outside the dash marks. It was a beautiful snipe past Robin Lehner, and it was just a kind of a great way almost to end off the first period. And then Zach Hyman, with like 15 seconds left, beat out Mark Stone, and Mark Stone was all over Zach Hyman, but Hyman did a great job of protecting the puck, and threw his 200th point of his career right in the back of the net for his 9th goal of the season, and gave us a 2-0 lead heading into the second period, where, we didn't really deserve to have this 2-goal lead, to be completely honest with you. The Vegas Golden Knights, without a doubt, were dominating us. They were generating a lot more chances than what we were, and a lot of their shots, even though we definitely did dominate in the shots, they had a lot of higher quality chances on Mikko Koskinen, but every time Koskinen was flashing the leather, making some big saves, stepping up big time, and that's what you want out of a goalie like Mikko Koskinen, who is kind of our starting goalie basically right now. And then we head into the second period, basically the same thing. I guess the same thing throughout this entire game is that the Vegas Golden Knights are just a better 5-on-5 team, no matter what. Like, the Golden Knights are work hard on their 5-on-5 game. That's why they've been doing so well these past couple years, is because they have a really good, solid 5-on-5 game, and you could definitely see it out there. Jesse Puljujarvi, though, got us up 3-0 with a huge goal with his 7th of the season. Now, this was a crisp pass from Evan Bouchard, and this is why I praise Evan Bouchard so much and want him to play more on the top unit more than Tyson Barrie, because I feel like Evan Bouchard would just be a better guy than what Tyson Barrie is. I'm pretty sure even Bouchard has the same amount of assists as Barrie right now, and he's been playing better than Tyson Barrie offensively, and not even just that, defensively. But Bouchard made a beautiful pass over to Jesse Puljujarvi, and he just rimmed that one in the back of the net past Robin Lehner to put us up 3-0. And then the Vegas Golden Knights, they started stomping back a little bit. Stevenson got his 8th goal of the season with a beautiful backhand goal. Barrie stepped up and left Chris Russell basically all by himself. Stevenson got the step past Chris Russell, and it was a beautiful backhand pass Mikko Koskinen. And then the last goal of the game, where Riley Smith scored his 9th goal of the season, was a puck that was just practically bobbling all over the place. It wasn't great, it was bouncing all over the place. CC tried to carry it up. Like, I don't know what he was thinking. He was just like moving so slow with the puck right in front of the goalie, and then it just started bobbling around because some Knights players got their hands on it and just threw it right in the back of the net. Gave us, a very tight squeezing game. It was 3-2 for the Edmonton Oilers, only giving us a 1-goal lead, but we were able to shut the game down and, pull away with a huge victory, improving our record to 15-5, taking that top place in the Pacific Division once again. And another game where, we show that resiliency. I think that's, even the biggest thing from this game is that, yes, we definitely got dominated by the Vegas Golden Knights 5-on-5, but the resiliency to keep that lead and to play really hard, even though we're not playing too well, make sure to put that puck in the back of the net and, pull it down. But yeah, I want to talk a little bit about our 5-on-5 game and how it's been really weak the past few years, and you could just see it. We were talking about maybe it was our 3rd and 4th line that was really weak, so we improved upon that. It's still not the greatest in the world, without a doubt. It's still very weak, and I mean, Jesse Puljujarvi's definitely been making it a little bit of a difference playing down in the 3rd line. But still, we're still very much a weak, core as a 5-on-5 team. Our numbers 5-on-5 wise is actually being beat by the Calgary Flames right now, who is 2nd place in our division. They're actually playing better 5-on-5 than us, and we have McDavid and Draisaitl on our team, and for some reason, we just cannot play 5-on-5. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just the coach. I don't know if it's the players not buying into his system. I don't know necessarily what it is. But I have a feeling that it is Tippett. And I know you guys are like, oh, Peyton, you just blame Tippett over the time. And it might honestly be Tippett in this situation. I know we're in an amazing record of a team, but there's always room to improve for the Edmonton Oilers. There always is. This team is a team that we might make into the first or second round, but I don't believe we can make it further than that. Maybe I'm totally wrong in this situation, but our 5-on-5 game needs to massively improve if we want to beat a team like the Vegas Golden Knights in a 7-game series. That is the biggest thing that we need to improve upon, because we cannot be going into the playoffs relying on our special teams with both our PK and our power play to do fantastic the entire playoff run, because the last few years it hasn't been. We've been seeing that our 5-on-5 game gets absolutely dominated in the playoffs every single year. We do decent during the regular season, but once we get to the playoffs, our 5-on-5 game just turns to utter shit. So I think that's definitely something that we need to improve upon. And I don't know if it's just that we need a new coach or something, but we need to improve upon our 5-on-5 game, and it cannot stay like this for years to come. We need to fix it. We need to become a better 5-on-5 team, especially with the team that we got right now. But we'll get into the lineups. We'll talk about all the lineups, everybody that was doing really well, and we'll get into all that. So the top line between Hyman, McDavid, and Kassian didn't play too bad. I felt like they played a little bit in their own zone a lot, but Hyman got a huge goal. They didn't play terribly bad throughout the night. I thought they played pretty well. Hyman got a goal, of course, which was a beautiful breakaway goal as well. And I didn't think they played too bad throughout the night. I thought they were pretty good. Not too bad of a night for Kassian, but once again, I'm not a huge believer in Zack Kassian playing up on the top line. There's going to be some nights where he plays absolutely amazing, and then there's other nights where he's just kind of quiet and just kind of floating around. And that's how I was kind of feeling about Zack Kassian tonight. He was just kind of floating around. 4 hits on the night, an assist. He didn't play terrible, but it was one of those nights where I felt like he was just flowing around. I didn't see him a whole lot. RNH, Draisaitl, and Yamamoto, another decent night from them. Definitely our top 2 lines had a bit of a quiet night between all of them. But, they were carrying us the other night against, Arizona, I think it was? Why am I forgetting the other team? Arizona Coyotes. They absolutely carried us in the Arizona game. So, understandable that they're going to take a little bit of a step back and allow other players to step up huge time, which our third line, Foegele, McLeod, and Puljujarvi played absolutely amazing. The way that they're hard on their forecheck, the way that they play great defensively as well, has been just a real good solitude. Puljujarvi had just an amazing night. Every time he was out there, he was outplaying the Vegas Golden Knights without a doubt. He was just a very hardworking player and one of the best players on the Edmonton Oilers throughout the night, even better than Connor McDavid throughout the night. And, I'm really becoming a big believer of Jesse Puljujarvi. You guys probably seen, if you guys haven't checked it out, the Jesse Puljujarvi saga. I was not a big believer on Jesse Puljujarvi. I was really upset when he dipped off to the Liga and kind of, it felt like it betrayed us. At first, I was a huge Jesse Puljujarvi believer. I believed that when we drafted him, he was going to be a really good player. But then, we started screwing around with him and the whole saga happened. But now he is coming back and really just becoming that player that we drafted him to be. And he has just been absolutely amazing. And then the fourth line between Scurvio, Ryan, and Benson didn't get a lot of ice time, but played really well. Defensively, our top pairs really struggled between Russell and Barrie. They did not have a very strong night. But hey, Russell hit, top blocks or whatever, the most blocks in the less amount of games or something like that. So Chris Russell broke a record there. Even though blocking shots is definitely, a little bit of a thing, but it's definitely if you're blocking a lot of shots means you're staying in the defensive zone and you have a huge weakness on not being able to move the puck out of the zone. So, which Russell does have that, that factor that he just cannot touch that puck, man. If he touches that puck, he will definitely turn it over without a doubt. But definitely not the greatest night between Barrie and Russell, and they did allow goals against. And Broberg and Ceci had a really rough night as well. Broberg just was not playing very well, really bad defensively, all right offensively, but he was having a really rough night, and same with Cody Ceci. And Lagesson and Bouchard had a decent night. Bouchard played absolutely amazing, setting up a beautiful goal for Jesse Puljujarvi. And Lagesson didn't play that bad defensively. And last but not least, Mikko Koskinen. He was the big fin wall for the team as he was just stepping up big time for the Edmonton Oilers and played absolutely amazing. So, I think I'm going to end the video here, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Tell me, guys, in the comment section below how you guys thought of the game between the Knights and the Oilers. I thought this game was, definitely well-deserved. for the Vegas Golden Knights. I thought they should have won this game without a doubt, but the Oilers pulled away with a big victory, shutting down the Knights 3-2. And I'm going to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Adios, amigos.